All right, friends in the chat and maybe watching this later. Question number one, what are we watching? This is the finals of the North American DVD Community Cups. It's a tournament of Dead by Daylight hosted by an external website called Battlefy, but encouraged and officially backed by Behavior. And this is the finals. All right, it was pretty insane. I watched some of the matches leading up to this, and it was pretty damn cool. And question number two, why am I wearing this hat? Question number one, still more important. So basically, there was a team that got really roughed up by a nurse. They had a survivor go down at like 5 gens, almost died super early, and then that team came up somehow with one escape, went into the finals, and then they played Killer. And I watched that team play Killer. They played Wesker, and that was a really rough Wesker match where I think one survivor escaped. So this guy has to do better than that. This was happening at the same time, right? And that's why you notice, by the way, that they have Discord and they're sharing screens. They played the game simultaneously, and they could not afford to do less than 3 kills. So at some point, you might even hear the team calling out, "Oh, you need 4 kills, you need 4 kills," or something like that. By the way, I haven't watched this. If there's anything copyrighted music, offensive, anything at all, please forgive me. I haven't vetted this. In fact, it wouldn't be too crazy to do this to make sure there's no anime T poses anywhere. All right, no anime T poses. All right, cool. Let's watch it, shall we? So yeah, this is, forgive me, I don't remember the exact name, but this was, what is the name of the team, chat? I think this was team, it sounds like tax fraud. It's not defraud. It's team not tax fraud. What's it called? Team, stretch. Forgive me, guys. Forgive me. It's not team stack fraud. It's who cares what team. It's important, chat. It's important. Attribution. You know, like it's important to, you know, to shout out the people that we are watching. Otherwise, reacting to this would not be morally correct. It's called team something. All right. It's not evasion, but it sounds a bit like it. All right. I will put it on some title later on when I remember. Super big apologies. They all have very similar names. And against Team Cynic, all right? Who, by the way, you know, as far as I know, solid survivors. So all I know about this match is that it started pretty rough. We are on Azrop's resting place, very flat map that has the shape of a dumbbell. It's very narrow in the center, as you can see, and it's very tactical. You can defend 3 gens, you can break 3 gens as the survivors, you can camp the middle, try to make it really difficult. Ooh, nice flick to try to get the first hit, super crucial as Oni. Notice that he only has yellow add-ons, that's the rules, only up to yellow add-ons, any perks. Oh, I like these flicks, dude. That's really good. Survivors are going to play it very easy, though, because as long as they don't give up a first hit, no blood coming in, and very difficult. Wow, that's such an aggressive flick. Oh, my lord, dude. You don't see people do that very often in public matches. The add-ons that this Oni is running are very simple. The first one is a duration add-on that lets him keep going for longer and make his blood economy better. The second one also makes blood economy better by reducing the amount of blood you lose when you down someone, and furthermore, it also makes you transition in and out of your power a little bit faster. Survivors at this level are way too good to try to get multiple hits in public games. Good Onis will recommend that you go for multiple hits and then try to pick up blood as you go if there's not a bunch of medkits. But in a tournament, this is the play. The perks that this fella is running. Corrupt Intervention, I'm sure I don't need to explain why. He will now be applying Call O'Brien, which will make the gen regress twice as fast, and Eruption. Anytime he gets a down, that gen will explode, and calling out when you go down against Oni is really difficult. Survivors, however, have already moved away from the spawn. Maybe use Prove Thyself on that gen to finish it, and that Claudette is walking, which already tells you that she has balance or sprint burst. And a flick is gonna be super nasty here. Oh, but it comes into a pallet stun. This would be a pallet break if he wants to play it safe, or an incredible flick that unfortunately doesn't catch the Claudette. His power is running out, whatever happens. Oh, this is a terrible pallet, but guess what? It still can buy you a little bit of time against a killer with his power. Ooh, the window is in the middle. This is the bad boss. A flick can happen here, but this is a really awkward part of the map. I think he's deciding to leave. There are two problems. The hitbox on that boss is very easy to get stuck on, and there is a hole that survivors can see you through. So you do not want to do that. Insane flick, but the survivor just dodges that effortlessly, and his power is about to run out. Everyone's healthy. Blood is basically gone everywhere. Here at main building, I decide it's my only option. Ooh. So I think at this point, what the text is trying to explain is that he notices that they have gens around the main building, and now we're gonna see some of those tactics that we talked about. In this map, the main building often spawns 3, sometimes 4. It could even get worse. Very tight gens that, if played correctly, can be very nasty. Basement can also be here, but it looks like in this occasion, it's not. So it's in shack. As you can see, the shack side is already broken. There's not enough gens to defend on that side. And there's a 3 gen here at main building that has my only hope to come back. Right, so what the survivors need to do here, this is much easier said than done. They need to break this region. They need to send their best shinobi prove thyself ninjas in pairs or with exhaustion perks on the ready to do the gens and break them, so that the remaining gens are so far that even these perks cannot help. The final perk that we didn't talk about is Deadlock, but you guys are very familiar with that one. It's the perk at the top. It's the one that makes gens lock themselves when another one gets completed. At this stage, obviously at this level of play, anything at all that slows gens consistently is very, very good. Now, what is there else to comment? You will notice that this player is playing on a very stretched resolution that gives him black bars at the top. I'm not going to pretend I understand why they do this. All I know is that back in the day, playing with stretched resolution allowed you to have better view, and it was very, very popular. Almost every survivor and killer, even killer, played with stretched res. And some people, after the change, they never got used to the normal resolution. So they need to play like this for their own quirks and, you know. Damn, that's a safe one. As I mentioned, this palette is very, very safe if you want to stay on. There is a hole that lets you see through, but I guess the killer could mind getting that. I take it back. That's not really that safe at all. I think what Meg did was really smart. Notice that he wants the blood from Meg, but he will probably not be able to commit to it. This shack palette is not going to be respected in the slightest. It will get dropped first chance, and now he needs a down. He has eruption on several gens. He needs a down that he can nail next to those 3 gens. And it's looking pretty bad. 2 gens gone, more to come, 0 hooks, very little damage in terms of health states or hook states or anything. Meg is healed back with her medkit. It's also a good time. To talk about the restrictions on the survivors. Survivors can only run 1 perk of each type. That means that if one person has Dead Heart, the next one cannot have it. So everyone has an exhaustion perk typically, and then you have a person with utility, a person maybe with to do gens a bit faster with the 1 allowed toolbox. They can have up to yellow add-ons, nothing else. He's trying to find someone very desperately. Oh man. Oh, but he does! He does! The little rat, Nia, is not in a good spot right now. Ooh, nice! Look at the patience on that pallet and the patience on the killer too, knowing that if he committed, that pallet would come down. Oh, that's great. Nice try to throw him off, but that's fantastic. And hits several gens with eruption. Now, is the remaining 3 gens still decent? It's very decent. He will want to be close to it, and he's gonna go and reset back. And this is gonna be a situation that you're all very familiar with. 3 gen back and forth. But here's the problem, right? At this level of play, you can expect 1 survivor to have Deliverance, to have Unbreakable, Reassurance, and maybe some other perk together. And if that survivor is one of the 3 remaining survivors, this is bad. Let's say it's Meg. Let's say Meg comes right now and unhooks, then Meg will unhook herself later. And if you down her, she will pick herself up. And if you interrupt her, she will press Reassurance and they'll have time. So this could go on for a very long time and be very, very tricky. One of the gens needs to go, and as you can see, this gen is in a seemingly pretty bad dead zone. Yeah, dude, these gens are incredible. This was such a bad start for the Oni too. Do you guys think he'll come back? Yeah, probably. That's why we were sent this video, right? Because it has to be incredible. Although I don't know the exact result, but this is very interesting. You might think that it's very easy to come here for the rescue, but hey, they were reassured. Look at that, they're glowing white. Yeah, someone did come for the rescue, press F, and then left, just to buy time. And now the killer has to choose. Do I defend this, or do I go for that gen that I turned yellow, that I know 100% has 2 people in it? They will occasionally let survivors hit stage 2 if that means the gens get done. This is something that is also very common nowadays in comp. If a survivor goes down really quickly, the team will understand that they need to let that go. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Massive dead zone. Balance landing on the... Nope. That's a down for sure. Good attempt from Claudette trying to misdirect that. Wouldn't be surprising at all if Leon is getting back on that gen, but if they're on that gen, they're in massive danger. Let's listen for Nia to hear. There's no silent cry, so that means no of the record, but there could be decisive. There's no decisive, which is massively lucky. I guarantee you one of the survivors is gonna have decisive, but it wasn't Nia. In fact, judging from how Nia was hiding when she was found, I call her a rat, and it's not for no reason. Sometimes there is a designated rat survivor that hides way more than everyone else and will be the one to help. And it could be her. That being said, it seems like it's the Meg that has reassurance. So it wouldn't be crazy at all to assume that the Meg has deliverance as well. If that Meg gets... If I was playing as the Oni, I would understand that this Meg right now is not my best target. Because downing her, hooking her will result in her unhooking herself. That being said, downing her would still... Insane that hard. Would still... result in eruption, which is something that the killer needs. Not for very long, but eruption as of right now applies on a gen, and when someone goes down, that gen explodes, loses 10%, and if anyone is working on it, they become useless for 25 seconds. On a match that needs to be super tight, losing 25 seconds of time is absolutely atrocious. Now, what is probably happening at the moment, that gen didn't really matter. The survivors could have done that at any moment. It wouldn't be surprising if it was 99 for a long time. The killer knows, the survivors know, they all know what's going on. It also wouldn't be surprising if the survivors had deja vu and they knew about this region. But yeah, what I was trying to explain is that we're probably seeing a team reset. Common players call resets instead of healing to the whole idea of grouping up and making a bunch of group of survivors. Nice flick. Go from injured to healthy, so that they can then go for a rescue, get through the gates, do whatever it is they're gonna do. So correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think this will be a first-time hook for Claudette, and a lot of blood left by that gen, which is pretty good news for a killer, because I think they get their power here. A little bit of advice, not to this killer obviously, but for those of you watching at home, if you see a very large group of blood, you can actually absorb extra that you don't need. So be careful. Don't try to absorb the whole thing. You might actually waste some of it. Leave some of it behind if you don't need to get it all. Now, this is an injured Meg, as far as I could tell. Yeah, she went for this pallet, but I believe the pallet's gone, right? Nice! Another dead heart! Oh my god! Oh my god, from Wispy. I think I know who Wispy is. I thought the other Dead Heart was good, but this one was very well timed, dude. And not just timed well, but also, like, made decent distance. Unfortunately, there wasn't that much to make distance towards. This is a bit dead zoney. This is a part of the map that doesn't have any recyclable loops. There are some maps that have windows that are super strong, and unless the killer boards the map, like in Call of Duty Zombies, they're always going to be there. But this is not the case. Look, this is the broken truck. Has a terrible loop potential. There were a pallet or two that are gone. There was a breakable wall that is broken. There's nothing left. Nothing left. And these survivors are going further into the wolves den, giving more and more blood, and it's going to be multiple downs. And now I'm starting to see why this... Ooh, look at that little... Oh! Oh! No. Yep, this kill's now dead on hook. They actually got hit by eruption. I could hear the microphone of the killer probably going, yes, baby. Because that is a massive turn of events. And not only are you injured and... Wait a minute, Chad. Did they get caught? I kind of forgot. I guess they hit stage 2 and I didn't realize. Either way, now this is an impossibly difficult situation to come back from the survivors. That's incredible. How many of you would have thought that this was a winning endgame? Judging from that start. They're still putting up a hell of a fight though. But Cal O'Brien has absolutely no cooldown, is very brutal, extremely well beloved by comp players. And Eruption was back, so yeah, nah, this is awful, dude. This is terrible. This person doesn't have dead, they got hit by Eruption again. This person doesn't have Dead Heart. you know 100% because the other person didn't have it. And I think the killer is afraid that the non-erupted person might be finishing the gen, which would be Leon, right? Or, well, we don't know who got hit by it. Yeah, this is it, dude. This is it. GG's. By the way, around this time... Ooh, nice dodge by Meg. Around this time, the Wesker already was in the endgame, and the survivors were fighting for their life. It was like a 5 or 6 minute endgame where he went from gate to gate to gate, picking up, downing, slugging. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So as far as these survivors knew, they had to get 2 people out. And as far as this killer knew, he had to get all 4 of them. Killing 3 people might not be enough. If he lost all gens, that might be a tie or loss or worse. So, yeah. Can you make the screen a little bit larger? No, chat, I unfortunately can't without blocking very sensitive information because of the stretch res. I can edit this later to make it look a little bit better. Does hatch count? Hatch does count as an escape, but if you escape at hatch with less gens done, that would... Dude, they're falling for every eruption. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy, but you must realize that gen must have been so close to 99 if they were not willing to let go after hearing it. Oh. Wow, dude. Let's look at that gen if we're gone. Do you think it's gonna be like 99,999? Oh my god. Not quite. I guess it regressed a little bit after being hit. This is agonizing, dude. This is agonizing. It was agonizing to watch the killer struggle at the start, and now it's agonizing to watch the survivors just give blood constantly and have 0 safety, dude. No TLs, nothing that they can reuse. They still have this pallet, but that's off the record, I'm afraid. You need to drop it. Well, she doesn't. He's gonna go straight for the gen on the right. Oh, that was a quick break. Jesus, that was great timing. She wants to go down in the corner. This is nowhere near done. Oof. Oh no! Oh, long stick. Oh, well played. That's really unfortunate. Do you guys think the survivors should have broken this region more aggressively? I have a feeling that if they somehow kept the gen in the middle and they did one of these 3, the middle would be so hard for the Oni to actually get quick downs in. This is terrible. This is so terrible, dude. We will see, maybe if the killer doesn't end the recording early, we will see if they brought Deja Vu. Deja Vu in a tournament where perks are banned is not even bad. Or maybe you don't need Deja Vu if you're all very quick on the comms, but... He tried so hard! He tried so hard to eat the Meg. Oh, this is crazy, but no, this is the power of Kyle O'Brien Eruption. This is the power of gen kick meta. Like, it is so reliable to just kick these things. Believe it or not, look at this gen. This gen was in the gutter, and it's back to 80% or 70%. And it would have been done really quickly if left unchecked for another 10 or 15 seconds. These people will hit skill checks. These people will use Prove Thyself if they have it available. You know, maybe one of them is running Resilience. Who knows? Is that another eruption, chat? May I see that one more time? No, it damaged the generator, but it didn't proc, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see the perks. By the way, this might be the point where his teammates talk to him on Discord and tell him, hey, you need to get 4 kills, or you need to get this, or we only got 1 escape, you need the 4 kill. Eruption was on cooldown, does not trigger on that particular kick. He could have waited a few, or they could have waited a few seconds longer to trigger it, but I don't think they care at this point. Everyone injured, they only had 1 medkit, which is probably gone millions of years ago. Z-Wall Warrior, Gen Corner. Yeah, Eruption didn't trigger. Eruption didn't trigger because it wasn't cooldown. Those 2 people are working on that gen, and I am afraid to see what's gonna happen. Oh, Jesus, dude. She's gonna go that corner. Dude, can you... What? What? Did Leon finish the gen by the command sign? That's insane! I was about to say, can you imagine being Leon in this situation? I would be crying. I would be crying. And the person on the ground had adrenaline! Alright, alright. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Okay, chat, be honest. How many of you expected a gen to pop? I didn't. Hands up if you thought the gen would pop. Nope, not mine. That is crazy, dude. That is crazy. What's happening? These people have been slugged both for so long. I don't think it's even possible any of them has unbreakable. But the killer must be really nervous. He must be fearing something. What could he be fearing, Chad? I wonder. They're in the gutter. They are absolutely in the gutter. I think the Leon's more likely to have unbreakable. But then again, if he picks himself up, like, he still has to go to another gate across the map and then open the gate against this guy moving at light speed. This needs to be a quick down to make sure Leon doesn't disappear. If Leon disappears... Oh my god, the play from Claudette hiding behind the filing cabinet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Even before one of you guys says that, oh, I do that all the time, my survivors do that all the time. That was so dumb. Oh, there you go. Okay, going into a locker there wasn't crazy. Worst case scenario, Leon has been holding the unbreakable and has tenacity and finds the hatch or something, but I don't see that happening. I think he's gonna find him. Oh, this is all my games. Yeah, all of your games. You would be dead. Why didn't he insta 180? I don't know, chat, exactly what you mean, but I think at every point he did the more they did the more logical thing. That's really lovely. That's really lovely that they put that message congratulating the other side. Good job, team Team Dreadful. Team Dreadful. It's Team Dreadful. It's not that difficult. Team Dreadful. I think it was Team Dreadful. If not, that was the previous one. Either way, cool guys. Cool guys. Well done. I will update the appropriate title if I get it right. GG's. That was fun to watch. That was fun to watch.